Hi everyone, it is Nat, and today I'm here with a spoiler-free review of The Wise Man's Fear by Patrick Rothfuss. I really enjoyed this book. I read it over in Australia and I gave it easily 5 out of 5 stars. It is incredible. I don't even really know how to explain this book, but pretty much it just follows the life of the main character, Quoth, as he goes about his life. I think it's so cool, the actual story that you read about is a story being told by Quoth. So the book starts off with Quoth as like an adult, and then eventually he starts telling the story about his life and how he got to the point that he is. So this entire book is just him telling a story, which I think is really interesting. But anyways, the book follows the life and story of Quoth as he, goes about his stuff. He's so epic. He's one of those legends, and he's like actually living the life of a legend. And so yeah, it's just about him and discovering everything. There's a magic system, and so he learns about the magic system, and it's about him perfecting that, and then a bunch of different activities and dangers and adventures that he gets himself into. I'll go ahead and read the back because I think it does a good job explaining what I'm trying to explain. But it says, "I have stolen princesses back from sleeping Barrow kings. I burned down the town of Trebon. I have talked to gods, loved women, and written songs that make the minstrels weep. My name is Quoth. You may have heard of me." I think it's just like, ooh, it like gives you chills. Like, that sounds so good. But yeah, I really enjoyed this book. Everybody should read it. I really love how there's like just so many aspects to this book, because you have Quoth, and he starts off, he's a trooper, so he's a really great musician, a great actor, and then some stuff happens and he ends up going to the university to learn sympathy, which is what they kind of call part of their magic system. And honestly, I'm reading the second book right now, but in the first one I thought the magic system was kind of confusing. I didn't really get it. I'm getting it a lot more in the second one, but I was kind of confused by it. I mean, it's pretty much just fancy science that's called magic. I also thought the money aspect was kind of confusing. I didn't really understand the money and how it works. There's like a whole bunch of different currencies, and I felt like sometimes things were like priced higher than they should have been, but I mean, that's not really that important to the story. I also thought this book was super funny and the characters are so great. Quoth is just seriously one of my favorite characters ever. He's so funny, and just like seeing the way that he thinks is great, and just seeing his character development as he goes from this like 9-year-old boy. It's so funny. Like, I cannot say enough good things about Quoth. And I really like Dina too. When you guys get introduced to her, I think I like her definitely a lot more in the second book than the first one. So if you don't really like her in the first one, at least for me, bear with it. Oh, and Ari, if you guys read this and you read about Ari, I love her. She's one of my favorite characters. I think she's just so interesting and special and unique, and I can't say too much really. I don't know if it'll spoil it, so I won't say anything else. But when you guys get to Ari, she's great. I also thought that Patrick Rothfuss did a great job with world building. It never felt like you're being bombarded with information, and I think it kind of helps that we start when Quoth is really young, so like he's kind of learning about this world while we are, so that kind of makes it nice and easy. But yeah, I thought the world building was really great. Nothing was ever confusing or like thrust upon you, and it all kind of like came at you like that in a way that made sense. One negative thing about this book is it definitely didn't have as much action as I thought it would. Just based on the back, I thought it was gonna be like non-stop packed action, but like this book starts when Quoth is 9, so you can't have all that much action. There's definitely, I won't say no action, there's definitely action, but there's definitely less than I thought there was gonna be, which was kind of sad, but it was still really good. And I will say the book is, at least for me, it was definitely more of a slow read, but not necessarily in a bad way. Like, I never didn't want to pick the book up, or I never wanted to put it down, but it was definitely slow, and it really took me about 50 pages to get into the book. But I think that is going to be it for my review of The Name of the Wind by Patrick Rothfuss. You guys should really read this book. It is so good, and seriously, the writing in this book is amazing. I don't think I've ever read a more greatly written book. I don't know, I just love the way Patrick Rothfuss writes. Like, even just the back that I read, like, that's such nice writing. Like, it's great. So yeah, definitely recommend this book. Seriously, read it if you guys haven't, because it is so good. 5 out of 5 stars. Seriously, highly recommend. You must read this book. But anyways, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you on my next video. Bye.